Florida House Speaker Richard Corcoran has decided that he is going to do a demagoguing ad, the likes of which we haven't seen in decades. So there were similar ads, to be fair, in Virginia and New Jersey, and how'd those turn out? Well, the Republicans in those races lost. But that's Virginia and New Jersey, those are different states, and apparently the House Speaker here is considering running for governor at a later time. So he wants to get out there ahead and make sure he scares the bejesus out of people and demagogues all Latinos in the state. So he's chosen to do an ad where he's doing what appears to be a recreation of Kate Steinle's death. Of course, that is not remotely true, but let me show you the ad and then we'll break it down.
A young woman gunned down by an illegal immigrant who should have been deported, but was protected by a sanctuary city. I'm Richard Corcoran. When I heard Kate Steinle's story, I thought about my own daughter, Kate, and how this could have happened to any family anywhere. Incredibly, some Tallahassee politicians want to make Florida a sanctuary state. On my watch, Florida will never be a sanctuary state.
Sponsored by Watchdog PAC.
There are no bounds in American politics anymore. And one side demagogues to no end, the other side usually does nothing. Okay, so let's break down the insanity of this ad. Number one, this is so bad it almost goes back to Birth of a Nation in terms of how much it stereotypes certain groups. Oh my God, in this case, Latino immigrants. They're gonna come into the country, they're just gonna walk around the suburbs. Oh, there's a white woman, let's go murder her randomly for no reason. Because that's what undocumented immigrants do. Now, in reality, we have 800,000 dreamers here who were undocumented, brought in by their parents when they were young, and they're really successful. A lot of them have gone to high school and college, and some of them are in the military. And we've gone over this and shown you the numbers and shown you the facts, and they are among the most law-abiding citizens in the country. Part of the reason is if they don't abide by the law, they get kicked out. So their numbers are way better than the average citizens. But not if you watch this ad. If you watch this ad, immigrants are coming in to just murder random white women in the streets. So it refers to the Kate Steinle situation. So that was absolutely tragic. It happened in California. Do you think it was because in California, sanctuary cities like San Francisco means that they just allow undocumented immigrants to murder random citizens? No, that doesn't mean that at all. In fact, here's an interesting piece of evidence that that's not the case. They arrested the guy and they tried him and he went to court. So if it was the way that the Republicans painted, I guess San Francisco would be like, congratulations on murdering that white woman. Well done, Mr. Immigrant, you're free to go. No, that's preposterous. Was the fact pattern like this, like in the ad, where there's a person walking down the street and an immigrant goes, oh good, a white woman I can murder, boom, right? No, the idiot, reprehensible person who did the Steinle killing picked up a gun. The jury believed that it was, and he had a jury of his peers. They looked at it, they deliberated on the case for a long time, and they think that he, when he picked it up, it accidentally fired, ricocheted off of something else, and then hit Kate, and Kate wound up dying. Now me, I covered the case on the show. I don't care. I think they should have convicted him anyway. Don't pick up the gun. You know why? Guns fire bullets. And sometimes they ricochet and they hit people and they die. So I would have convicted. So as it turns out, we went through the justice system and they didn't convict, but they convicted him on gun charges and he's in jail today. So what does a sanctuary city actually do? Well, here Think Progress explains it fairly clearly. Law enforcement officials in major cities like Houston, Texas, Los Angeles, California, and different cities in Illinois are receptive to welcoming cities where immigrants who come in contact with local police are not additionally flagged for federal deportation proceedings. In those cities, relationships improve when immigrant communities are able to work together with the police to identify criminals without having to fear that they themselves will be deported. That is why crime rates are lower in sanctuary cities, not higher, because it allows undocumented people to come forward and say there was a crime without fear of being arrested themselves for being undocumented. that allows the police to do better police work and arrest the actual criminals. Crime rates in sanctuary cities are lower, not higher. But if you watch demagoguing ads like that, oh my God, the immigrants are coming and they're gonna murder all of our women. They're gonna murder our daughters and our wives, etc. And gee, I wonder where those immigrants are from. This is the worst kind of demagoguery. We've gone back 100 years now with ads like this. And they don't care at all. They're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna smear these people. And then they'll turn around and go, race? Us racist? Well, we would never. How could you possibly charge us of that? It's gross what they're doing, and they're dividing the country, and they're ripping us apart. Guys like this are loathsome. They should be run out of office and run out of town. We've gotten to a really sick state in this country where they're trying to convince you that the most powerless people in the country, the guy who just crossed the border because he desperately needs money for his family to live, he's willing to take wages that are too low. You want to argue against that for other reasons about employment? I get it, and that's fair. You want to say, hey, they got to follow the law? I get it, and that's fair. But to say that, to demagogue, to say that they're criminals and rapists and to run ads like this, to scare the hell out of people and to pit us against one another, and most importantly, to pretend that that's the guy that's causing your problems. No, the reason your wages are low is not because of the guys at the bottom, it's because of the guys at the top. They're the ones who rigged the system. They didn't rig it on behalf of undocumented immigrants. They're still the poorest and the most powerless people in the country. They rigged it in favor of the powerful. That's why you're paying higher taxes, corporations are paying lower taxes. That's why your wages are low even though your productivity is sky high. If you're looking to figure out who's at fault for your wages being stagnant, for the problems that you have in your community, don't look down, look up. If you become a member of the Young Turks, you'll be saying,
you know, I'm like a smart person.
So do it right now, tytnetwork.com/join. Get the whole Young Turks show every day.